now we're moving on to North Play, another Danish developer, and we're going to meet Michael, who's the founder and also game director on Dinolords, which we actually had a bit of a happening with a few weeks ago, right?
Yes.
So, but maybe we should get Michael on the stream and say hello, and then we can talk
chat
about what
him.
Yeah, we can chat with him.
I'm actually really excited to hear what he has to say about Dinolords.
But first, why don't we show the trailer that the Dinolords guys showed earlier?
Yes.
Let's
You're hinting at you want to show the trailer, Mark. I can hear that. So let's show the trailer.
Yes, let's roll it.
We didn't think the Viking raids could get any worse. The Danes are coming. You, a lord of England, must tame the land. Establish a thriving village and keep it supplied as it grows. Construct fortifications and build a mighty castle. Train your forces and prepare to man the ramparts. For our enemies have harnessed an ancient terror. In this world of steel and scale, only the bravest leaders, the ones who can defend their strongholds, the ones who can raise an army, the ones who can fight together, will be known as Dinolords. Wishlist now on Steam.
And welcome to you, Michael, on the stream.
Thank you. Hi.
Good to see you again. Yeah. So we last we talked here. That was half a year ago.
Yes.
A little bit more than that. And we announced Dinolords to our fans, and then then you've been working on it, and then we got this opportunity to be part of the III showcase. Can you tell a bit about that, Michael?
Well, that was exciting. I think only it was like 3 or 4 weeks before the actual happening. You poked us saying, "Hey, this maybe we could, if we could have a trailer ready." And I looked at the team. That we were like mid-milestone, and we were like, "Yeah, let's drop everything and make a kick-ass trailer." And we did that, and we're so happy that we joined because it was such a great event. There was some great games showcased there, and I actually think that our game did slotted in really well into that lineup. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, the trailer we just saw was that trailer that participated in the III showcase, and a tremendous improvement over the previous trailer. Turned out super cool.
Yeah, we got a much bigger audience this time around, even though we are happy about our stream here and the audience we have there. Of course, the III initiative was a much bigger setup. We took a bit of a gamble going into it. Didn't know what it would be, but I had a good faith in all the cool indies that gathered around to get that to happen. And it worked, right, Michael? We got a lot more wishlist for Dinolords in a short time.
Yeah.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, very surprised. I mean, as Søren said, we didn't really know what to expect. We worked really hard on that trailer, and it's always fun when you're this early in the process and you make these sort of like these milestone trailers. Even 6 months, the game actually like has evolved quite a lot, so it's really fun like having like this new high watermark for the vision of the game. We watched the trailer together actually with Søren at some of our friends' offices.
Tribane, yeah.
Yes, they're also part of the showcase with their excellent What the Car game. And we're just having pizzas and beers, and the trailer came up. It was super cool. Everyone was quiet, and the trailer played. and we popped the champagne and didn't really think more of it. And then suddenly, like, my phone just started going crazy, and we were just seeing a lot of press come in on the game, and they were really nice. Like, we were being listed in top highlights for the whole showcase, and here we are, like this very tiny indie team, shoulder to shoulder with some of the indie giants in the industry. So yeah, we're very, very happy, floored by the response.
There's something super easy to understand about the concept, right? That Søren and I also felt for the first time we met, and you presented the Dinolords to us, right? Which is dinosaurs and Vikings. It's like,
Yes. Yeah, just like history, real
Just
history,
exactly.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Some
So
of
the game is going to be a historical correct game, I guess.
Of course, yes. This is an educational game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you could talk a little bit about like where you are with the game. What are you working on?
Yeah.
I visited you a few weeks ago, right? And
Yes.
we talked a lot about where you were at that point. But then since then, you released the trailer and learned even more. So so tell us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have this analogy right now that we are very much in the kitchen cooking, right? Let us cook. We have all the ingredients out, and it's a bit of a mess, but we're definitely it's definitely moving. And I think right now we are super focused on. I know a lot of people, when we show them the trailer, they just want to hear about dinosaurs. But we also have an ambition of making this an interesting, I usually call it like a village builder, not necessarily a city builder, right? A base builder. And the milestone that we're in right now really deep dives into how do we make this really fun to like build up your village, manage your resources, the economics of the game. Which is something that I've been super looking forward to getting into, because that's like my bread and butter as a gamer. I love strategy games where you have to harvest resource, refine them, turn them into weapons, be able to like build out your army, fortify your castle, and so that's part of what we're doing right now, and it's really cool. Like, it's one of the things is that we've always sort of, this is a game where you control the Lord, right? You have a main character in the world. And so we think it makes a lot of sense that that resources also exist in the world. In many RTS games, resources are this ephemeral thing. You mine you harvest some trees, and it goes into like the cloud or whatever, like just this UI panel somewhere.
Yeah.
What we're sort of exploring right now is to really build out this logistical network where you can really follow a log of tree from being cut down to like taken to the lumber camp and then moved over to the stockpile, and have that same log be moved to the sawmill, turn it into planks, and have those planks be moved to the fletcher, turn it into bows, put those bows into the hands of archers and have them train with them. And I think like if we do this really well, it sort of turns into like this little anthill kind of thing where you're watching your whole village come together, and all the specialists doing their job, and the villagers moving around resources and refining them. Yeah, it's really cool. That's some of the stuff that we're focused on right now. I want that base building aspect, the economy aspects of it, to be really solid and be something that you can play again and again.
What about dinosaurs?
Yes.
The elephant in the room. Oh, the dinosaur in the room.
dinosaur in the room.
The dinosaurs. Yes, the dinosaurs in the room. So it's interesting. Like that's we're, as I said, preface this saying, I know I'm going to go on this stream and talk about economy and logs and woods and stuff like that, and people are just going to be asking about dinosaurs. We're super excited by the response that we've gotten. Everyone's sort of asking like, okay, is it only the Danes that have dinosaurs, or do we get dinosaurs? And I can definitely say that you as the player will also control dinosaurs. And yes, we will also have mountable dinosaurs that you can ride on. Right now, we're still quite early in sort of like fleshing out what kind of gameplay exactly that produces. It's designed to be a very asymmetrical game. The story is that you play as the British, right? And you are sort of overwhelmed by this new power, the dinosaur-powered conflict that the Danes inflict upon you. But as you progress through the game, ideally, you also get access, you unlock this dinosaur technology. And the ideas that we have right now that we're playing around with is this idea of you harvesting eggs and bringing them to a building, a hatchery building, where you can then hatch these different types of dinosaurs. And some dinosaurs would have offensive capabilities, some would be defensive, some would maybe help out in the quarry, enabling an economic boost to that logistical system I just talked about. So dinosaurs are definitely coming. And also, as you saw in the trailer, like from the first trailer, if people go back, now we actually have many more dinosaurs in the game. So that's pretty exciting.
The trailer is also hinting a little bit towards that you can be more than one player. Is that right?
Yes. So when your publisher asks if this can be multiplayer, usually some dev teams I think runs away screaming, and we said no. We also think multiplayer is a great idea. So we've been actually that's another part of the technical foundation that we've been building in, which is sort of networked, making the whole game be ready for multiplayer implementation. Unfortunately, there's no make this game multiplayer button in the game engine that we're using. Yeah, it's too bad. But we've sort of gone through the work of changing out and making all the components of the game networkable. And it's really fun. Like we're at the point now where we're having some albeit slightly buggy but pretty fun encounters where we play up to like 4 lords right now. And of course, we instantly murder each other, which means that suddenly we're thinking about, could this be a PvP game? And so, yeah, we're exploring that sort of stuff. But right now, like the focus of the explorations is to see if we can make this a co-op game, right? We want to have that experience of building a castle together with your friends and dividing up the labor. I think that's a really strong fantasy. Like, okay, Søren, you're going to go scout for Danes on dinosaurs. I'm going to go make sure that our economy is strong. And then Mikkel can man the ramparts and be ready for that next attack and train an army.
I'll be riding a dinosaur out back.
Of course, yes.
Just having fun.
Yes.
I'll put Mikkel in the kitchen. I think that's you can cook.
Yeah. So yes,
nothing wrong with that.
No. That's needed as well.
Someone has to cook.
Someone has to cook, yeah. And what about the Lord itself that you're playing? Have you toyed around with more mechanics around that, or is that still too further down your development roadmap?
Yeah, actually, we have some really fun. So the main, of course, we want, like, for the people that might not know the concept of the game, we're trying to merge 2 genres here, right? The real-time strategy genre with the action RPG genre. And of course, we want there to be an itemization system so you can deck out your lord with armor and weapons. And we're sort of experimenting with different kinds of weapons. We actually snuck in, like in the latest build, like we snuck in a little Easter egg of like a repeating crossbow, which is like super fun to play with. It shows up somewhere in the footage that's on the stream right now. And so yeah, we're playing around with like different weapon types. And it's a balance because we don't want the Lord to be like this singular hero person. Like you have to, of course, rely on building out a strong base and have an army and stuff like that. But you can also be kind of cool. I mean, we're going to have you riding dinosaurs eventually, right?
Yes.
So, but yes. So yeah, we're totally playing around with that.
If people are watching here and gets interested into what is Dinolords, and I mean, what should they do if they want to, I don't know, be part of your community, follow your game? What should they do?
That's a great question. You should go to Steam right now and click wishlist and follow. This is one of the things that we were so floored about in the last couple of weeks. Our Steam wishlists have just rocketed to like way higher than we ever dared to hope for. Which also means that now that we're growing the community, there's simply just more attention on it, and we can do more with the community. We put more time and effort into it. So yeah, definitely go to Steam and hit that wishlist button, and also maybe join our Discord. We have like this ambition of doing like open development. We do these devlogs where we do videos, and we're also planning on doing monthly write-ups of the progress we're making with the game. So definitely come over and build an RTS game with us.
And for release into early access, we're about a year away from that at least, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it's unfair to have like us right after Survivor and Spell Rogue, which is like out there and being like excellent games and completely finished, and we're just still cooking in the kitchen. But yeah, no, it's we're hoping for Q2 next year. That's the current plan right now.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, one thing is putting a cool trailer together. Another thing is actually putting a cool game together.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mark, are there any?
Yes, we have a couple actually. So, one of the first questions is does this sort of game have an end goal, or is it sort of endless survival?
That's a good question. So we plan on having a lot of the classic RTS mechanics of playing missions. So the idea is you'd play scenarios. And on top of that, we want to have like a progression system. So basically, you could take the best parts of a real-time strategy game where you have a tech tree, maybe, or generally strategy games where you unlock new buildings, for example. And you can have the best parts of an action RPG game, like you have the skills that you unlock for your lord. And we kind of want to now kiss on those two concepts, and have them, have you earn points in these missions that you finish, and then place them into these different tech trees so that you slowly become more strong. So the next time you play, you can build like a different kind of building, or you can get access to a different kind of dinosaur, or you can construct a different kind of weapon. So that's the current idea for the progression of the game. Yeah.
Exciting. Some people have noticed a similarity to a game called Paraworld in a good way. So do you have any inspiration coming from that old gem?
Paraworld is an excellent game. I think most of the team have been playing it and actually replaying it recently. Paraworld is more of a classic RTS game, box selecting units and moving it around, where I think we're really trying to push the envelope on like merging these two genres because the camera is anchored to a central person, the Lord. But Paraworld is definitely an inspiration. Of course, like Stronghold is a huge inspiration, like the old classic castle sim from Firefly. There's a lot of inspirations. Of course, we all played Age of Empires and grew up with that, so that's also big in our minds. But yeah, no, Paraworld. Shout out to Paraworld. That's a good game.
And tying into that, will this game feature gameplay elements from the like Stronghold or classic Warcraft and games like that?
Yeah, I think, but just by the very nature of this being sort of a castle defense sort of thing, it really just strongly like feels a lot like Stronghold. It has a lot of the same. You will also see if you see some of the economy simulations and the buildings and the resources that we're using in the game and the things that you produce, like they are definitely very inspired by Stronghold. So yeah, no, for sure. Like this idea of being on the castle ramparts and having hordes of enemies attack you is something that we really loved in Stronghold, and we've tried to heighten that by placing you as the main character inside those battles. So yeah.
That's awesome. I think I've consumed like almost all of your videos at this point, just because I'm super excited for it personally as well. And one thing I've noticed is that a lot of the comments are spammed with steel and scale. So will you make steel and scale the rock and stone of Dinolords?
We will catch anything this wonderful community does. Like, it's so amazing to have these wonderful people come into all our videos, all our streams. Let's make it happen. I mean, just steal and scale everything. I think that's if it's never going to be as cool as rock and stone, but steal and scale it is. Yes, let me hear steal and scale in the chat.
Yes, let's bring it.
Yes.
Nice. All right, I have a final question. Will units have matchup? So being like weaker against certain units and stronger against certain units, like how spearmen are good against mounts and stuff like that?
Absolutely. We already have like this, what we call a rock paper scissors system in place. So right now, actually, right now on the stream that I'm watching, I'm being absolutely wrecked by like an Ankylosaurus. We call it an Ankyloram. It's really good at knocking down defenses, and archers are just really bad at it because it's so scaled on its back. So they like ranged units doesn't like do any damage to it. So what you really need there is like spearmen to poke at it, right? I think we also have that in the trailer. Like it's surrounded by a bunch of spearmen. So yeah, we'll definitely play around with having that. We want to have like interesting counters for units. That's part of the design.
All right, thanks, Michael, for visiting us here on the stream, and good luck with the development. I'm looking forward to my next visit.
Yes,
to get hands-on
thank you.
with the iterations of whatever you're cooking in your kitchen.
Yeah, I'm like I'll go back to the kitchen now, but thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.